In this video, we're going to calculate the integral of x cosine x dx. We will use integration by part. And remember that this formula for integration by part is not easy to remember. The easy thing is to know how to derivate the formula. So we're going to derive very quickly. We did this already in the previous video. So the integration by part is kind of the reverse of the product rule. So let's say that we have the function u and b. Let's take the derivatives. So it's derivative of this times this, so will be u times b prime or dvdt plus this times derivative of the first one, so b times u prime. Now this is equal to u b prime. Or in Leibniz symbology, u dv in dt plus b u du in dt equals d ub in dt. And now if we integrate both sides, or this, let's say we want to find this integral. The integral of u b prime will be equal to integration of the derivative is just ub plus, minus integral of, and here you reverse the derivative and antiderivative. You will have b prime times u. Alright, so this is the formula. So here this is an easy example. I choose this. In the next video I want to do one more complicated, but the issue here is how do we know which one will be u and which one will be b. We can use either one, but the issue is we want to find, well, we want that one of the functions, the one that we are going to take the derivative, so I put them the same way, b u prime. So we're going to take the derivative of u. So we want that when we take the derivative of u, it gets simplified. And that when we take the antiderivative of b prime, it does not get more complicated. So here, if we take the derivative of x, we will have 1. And the antiderivative of cosine x will be sine x. So this could be our function. We could say that u is x and b prime is cosine x. So u prime will be 1 and b will be the antiderivative of cosine x is sine x. Now let's see what happens if we do the other way around. Here the derivative of cosine x is sine x, and the integral or antiderivative of x is x squared divided by 2. So sine x, the derivative was not simplified, it was just stay the same, and the antiderivative actually get complicated. So we will prefer to use the x as u and cosine of x as b prime. So in this video, what I wanted to show is how are we going to decide which one will be b prime and which one will be u. And now that we already know that u is x and b prime is cosine x, so we know u prime is 1 and b is sine x. So we will continue. So we have the integral of x cosine x dx is equal to what's u times b. U is x and b is sine x, so it's x sine x minus the integral of 1 times where's b? Sine x. So integral of x cosine x dx is equal to x times sine of x minus, this is just the integral of sine x, if you already know very well the derivative of cosine, sine minus cosine minus sine x, etc., you already know that the integral of this will be minus cosine x. But if you don't feel very comfortable, what you can do is you put the negative sign here, and you put a plus here, and so what's the antiderivative of minus sine x? That's cosine x, and so here you just have cosine x. That is exactly the same as minus minus cosine x. So the integral or antiderivative of x cosine x dx is x sine of x plus cosine x. In the next video, we're going to do a more complicated example of integration by parts.